Poetic documentaries, mainly consisting of only a video and music, are one of the easiest types of documentaries to create. While typically easy to create, they are also one of the longest to create, mainly used to follow the lifestyle or a day in somebody's life. These documentaries are, in a sense, harder to tell the story through, mainly using the music that is added over to the top in order to show the story that the creator wants the audience to view. It is also the hardest to use to present every piece of the puzzle, and it is mainly used to show emotion or to give the audience an emotion of what the video is like. Here is a clip of poetic documentary to give a style of what I'm talking about. Furthermore, it is also the only documentary that consists of this style. Participatory documentaries are a documentary style that's more like your typical interview with somebody. These documentary types mainly consist of a person's personal experiences that isn't directly linked to the filmmaker or the creator of the documentary style, taking that person's personal experiences in order to create a documentary that follows that person's singular story. This can also consist of the person's personal choices in a set subject or a topic as a whole, taking that person's personal views and experiences and creating them into a short documentary or a longer documentary to convey what the filmmaker is trying to create.
Inspiration to do this type of like animation from, or did you just kind of come up with the idea on your own?
Well, in class we had to do like posters for like a musician or band, and so I decided to do Frank Ocean, and I sort of like did that iconic picture of him like with the green hair from like his last album, and so like drawing like people, that sort of is what got me like interested in that.
Cool. Mm-hmm. Do you actually have the Frank Ocean picture with you?
I do.
I want to see what it looks like.
Now I'm curious.
Without the camera crew intervening or without the film crew also changing anything, this type of documentary of observational is a poetic documentary in the sense of it has nobody actually talking over it or anybody speaking at all, and mainly just music. This is mainly used to convey what everyday life is in a certain place. Furthermore, it is also the type of documentary that is also expository, as it follows the same idea as it's mainly used to in conjunction of what's actually happening with the screen, as the music is mainly fitting for everyday life of that place or time. reflexive documentaries are based on the idea of the filmmaker being involved directly with the audience and more focusing on their relationship between each other, in order to mainly push the viewers that are watching to reflect on their perceptions, reanalyze the truth of the world that actually surrounds them and the world that they are living in. For example, with the footage above, we see the construction of a building, and the relationship between the filmmaker and the audience is to push on the idea of what this building could become. And it is a great example of how the audience will reanalyze the world that they live in to this day.
The coolest shot.
You better wreck it.
Showing what is happening on screen and with the filmmaker speaking conjunctively with what is going on the screen. Expository documentaries are the type of documentaries that mainly show stats and figures, and you'll typically include stock images, and also are mainly used to reinforce the beliefs of the filmmaker and what the documentary is trying to push on people. This will be done through research and the filmmaker speaking directly to the audience.
Basketball is the world's second most popular sport, with 15.5 million people playing, along with the sport becoming part of the Olympics first in 1936. From this, there are various women across the world who not only play, but succeed at it. However, they don't always get the recognition that they deserve.
And with 1:01 to go in the first quarter, we have some people in the arena standing up because Nancy Lieberman, the Hall of Famer, is now in the basketball game.
Nancy Lieberman has shown otherwise. The outstanding basketball player from Old Dominion College in Virginia played for Springfield, Mass. Of the U.S. Basketball League in 1986, becoming the first woman in history to play in a men's professional league. She's one of the many examples of women succeeding within the sport.
Fields the ball from Nicole Levesque at the open court. Lieberman Klein going.
Focusing on the filmmaker's personal involvement with his or her subject. This type of documentary style is what mainly uses their personal beliefs and experiences and relationships along in order to make the documentary seem more realistic and more emotional towards the audience.
In 2005 and 2017, the number of adolescents reporting symptoms of depression has increased by 52%, and an increase of 62% in young adults aged 18 to 25. However, there is no increase for people over 25. People are attributing an increase in social media and smartphone use as a potential cause for this increase. I think that the simplest thing we could do to reduce these numbers is to just talk about it more. For years, I didn't understand my feelings. I didn't understand that they weren't normal. So some of my own mental illnesses were undiagnosed for 10 years, some for 15 years, and I'm sure that there are still some yet to be diagnosed. If people speak about their experiences more, people can better understand when they should get help, and it could reduce the stigma that stops people from getting help that they need.